Yak Gadget, made in America, based outside of Nashville, Tennessee. Yak Gadget offers all kinds of storage accessories, quick mount motor mounts, anchor systems, track mounted accessories, even paddles. Go to yakgadget.com and get your kayak decked out for your next trip out on the water.
The 153 Bait Company, based in Troy, Ohio, make everything from plastics to custom painted hard baits. Hook 'em hard and hook 'em often. All of our baits are made to order and all of our hard baits are hand painted to order. So go to the153anglers.com to place your order today.
Based in Santa Ana, California, Bioenno Power provides the highest performance lithium-ion phosphate batteries for the marine market. These batteries are 1/4 the weight of sealed lead acid batteries, provide over 2,000 to 3,000 charge cycles, and a 10-plus year service life. These batteries can be used for any deep cycle application, including running fish finders, trolling motors, live wells, and LED lights. For more information, visit bioennopower.com. That's BIOENNOPOWER.com or contact dealers nationwide.
Welcome to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. This is the final cast segment with your hosts Brad Hicks and Josh Eldridge, where we cast our final opinions on all products, good and bad. Welcome to the final cast. You're listening to the final cast on Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. I'm Brad.
What's up? I'm Josh.
What's up, Josh? How you doing?
Brad.
What's up?
What's up, Brad?
Not much. Sitting here playing with my crankbaits.
So do you think the transition from the Bioenno Power thing to our intro is about the funniest musical transition possible?
Yeah.
It's like a little stairway to heaven and then straight back down to hell real quick. It's so weird, dude. It sounds like Coldplay and then Slayer.
Yeah. Yeah, I never really thought about it, but that's funny. Well, cool, man. We got a cool episode lined up for this show. John Workman of 153 Baits. We had a segment with Matt and Kent earlier this year, right? I believe something like that. Yeah. So we wanted to bring John back on. He's the owner of 153 Baits. And we're going to be talking about the crankbaits and the website and whatever else we want to get into. So I guess we could start off, since you weren't on the last show, John. Let's hear a little bit about you.
Well, married, 3 kids. My full-time job is I'm a senior pastor of a church in Troy, Ohio. Been pastoring going on 6 years. Love fishing. Started picking up doing crankbaits last year. Actually started painting in November. It was the first time I ever started painting, and was in November. And kind of just evolved from there and love it. And find myself downstairs painting alone, listening to different podcasts and the silence, and just loving it.
Yeah, it's funny because we'll get random pictures throughout the week sometimes, and you're like, look what I just painted. Or like, oh, that's cool. You put that on the website.
Or throw that away. Throw that one away. That was no good.
So what inspired you to start doing this?
Oh, that is a great question. I don't know. We started doing soft plastics last summer and started white labeling them, and we get them from a manufacturer here in the United States. They're all American made, and got into, somebody said, hey, do you think you could paint this? I'm like, sure, it can't be that hard. And next thing you know, I'm neck deep in blanks and paint and airbrushes, and just started rolling from there.
Is that like a hard process to start?
As far as what, starting to paint a crankbait?
I mean, like the whole learning curve to it, I guess.
It's, you gotta have steady hands, in which I have learned that I have issues. I don't have steady hands because of a lot of medical issues I've had. So I've had to learn different tricks and tips to keep my stencils stopped from moving. So once I started learning some of these things that I couldn't do what everybody else could do, it just started coming together. And thank God for 3D printers, because 3D templates are amazing.
Yeah, do you own one?
But no, I do not. I order everything.
Oh, okay. I got you. That's cool.
Yeah. Huh. Although I do got a dental mold plate to where I actually heat up plastic, and drop it on top of a crankbait. So I take a crankbait, cut it in half. I could drop it down on it as it's heated up, and it'll suction down and create my own 3Ds. And I just take a Dremel and cut out what I want at that point.
Huh. Interesting.
That's cool. Heck yeah. So with is it expensive to start up? Like, like I'm assuming you had to go out and buy airbrush, different tips, bunch of paint, you're buying blanks and whatnot.
Absolutely, it sure is. For those that want to don't get into it. No, no, it's not. I mean, the most expensive thing is the long game of the paint. I mean, you're looking anywhere from $8 to $15 for 2 or 3 ounces of paint.
Yeah.
So, and you're running anywhere from 3 to 6 drops of paint per crankbait. So,
that's not bad.
No, the airbrush itself, you're looking at about $150 range. Air compressors right around $100. So it's not too hateful.
So 3 to 6 drops of paint, you said?
Yep.
Are you cleaning out like the brush quite a bit?
Between each paint that goes in, you have to clear it out. Yeah.
Wow, man, I hate cleaning out my paintbrush at work. I can't imagine doing a airbrush.
It's actually not bad. I actually got this squeeze jug that's got like a needle tip on it that I shove it down into the hopper and I squeeze it and it blows all the paint out of it, and I just dump it into a little bucket, fill it with water, a couple sprays, and it's done because it's water-based paint.
Okay, yeah. I got you.
And so I've got a vent for a bathroom sitting at my desk with a filter in front of it, and it'll suck all those particles through it, so I'm not breathing it. So I literally just spray it till it's empty, flush it out, put water in it, spray it in a basin, and put new paint in it, and good to go.
I'm gonna have to come over and watch you do it, or you teach me a thing or two, because that looks cool.
Yeah, it's a blast. It's a blast. You're only limited by your imagination.
No pun intended.
Exactly.
So what you've gotten into, obviously you're one of our sponsors, and I got to take a look at some of the stuff that you painted, man. And, I was really impressed with what you had presented out on the table. And, one of my favorite ones happened to be the one that Brad helped to kind of come up with some ideas for. And so far with that, like, how has it been, like, working with different anglers and kind of getting their input? Like, what kind of started that idea?
Actually, Matt Souders brought it up. He had an idea, wanted something, and then it came to, I think it was Brad and then Grant. And I absolutely love it because I'm one of those guys that I'll go to a used bookstore just to find journals, because that is a gateway into people's minds. And when it comes to crankbaits, the guys designing them, it's a gateway into their mind of how they fish, and what they see and what they believe will actually work for them. So I see it as an opportunity, as a gateway into their life. So,
yeah,
that's cool. Well, I bought some baits, man, and I was real excited when I saw them, because I hadn't seen any of your hard baits. I think Brad had showed me some of the soft plastics you guys had made on a trip or two that we had done. But I hadn't seen any. So, but dude, I just want to commend you on, like, your work ethic out there. When you guys were out there, you were always at the table, you were interacting with everybody. That night that the team guys had totally forgotten their, to pick up their identifiers for the team, tournament. And I stopped by, and Matt and John are at a table, and they had been at the table at the time when we left, right? Which was about 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I show up, and it's like 10:30, maybe. I don't even know. It was really late. I sat down and talked to them while they're sitting there putting hooks on their hard baits and stuff, man. Just the whole time I was cracking up, because Matt looked like death warmed over. He was complaining about his eyes were all bloodshot, like from staring at the face.
Matt looks like that all the time, though.
It was hilarious. He was all pissed off because he dumped his orange juice, and John's making fun of him about it. But I mean, I sat down and talked to you guys for like 30 or 40 minutes, and then I had to make sure I left like somewhat early, man. I didn't even get back into town till like 12:30 or 1 o'clock that night and got up at 4:30.
Oh my gosh.
It was scary. It was a bad drive. It was bad on the way there, but it was super bad on the way back. I should have just taken my kayak and my gear and stayed over there, because I ended up like being closer when I was to where I went that day and fished. I was closer to the ramp when I was at their place than back at the marina at Eastport. So, but man, you guys, you guys are two very approachable people. I think that's very important in this business, especially when you are like live on site of a tournament or something like that, and you guys were very, very friendly. I know you hooked up a lot of people with some great deals, while they were out there, and it showed really good character, man. And I really appreciated what you guys did for us at that Open.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It was a blast, and not much sleep at all, but it was a lot of fun, and a fun little pin put in here. If we had Band-Aids that night, I think Matt would have had one in every one of his fingers from. That was a rough night.
I walked in and Matt's hair is all messed up. He like turns around like, who's here? And John's looking at him, shaking his head because he's like, I dumped my orange juice. And
man, so I've known Matt my whole life, and that's him to a T. Like, he's always been like that. He's always been the kind of guy that never gets any sleep, and he's always working, and he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so I'm glad he hooked me up with you guys too. It's been fun helping you guys and being a part of it.
It's been a blast, and we absolutely value your opinion. I'm always throwing stuff at him. Hey, what do you think of this? And I actually got the chance to go to his house today and drop a nice package off there, and I enjoy working with people. Again, seeing what they think, how they think, and how they process really helps me, because it expands my vision, my horizon, and how I can approach fishing.
Right. And that's another cool thing. If you're making a bait for somebody, and before you're even finished, you'll show them like the steps, like you have with me. Mm-hmm. You'll say, all right, does this look good? What do you need to change? Or what do I need to change? And I think that's cool, because not very many people out there do that. They just make the bait and then they ship it out. You know what I mean? So that's really cool.
It's just like the first one. I didn't like the way the lines came out. I sent it to him and said, hey, this is the idea of it, but I'm redoing it because I don't like it. And then the one he has, and the one he has, he's actually getting another one because I don't like the way that one turned out, but I didn't have time to redo it because he needed it. But yeah.
It looks great. I mean, that's exactly what I wanted. So I've had this exact square bill. I used to throw it in the river all the time. Well, it wasn't a square bill that I had. It was a rounded bill, and it's 4 to 6 foot diver. I was like, I need this in a square bill. I've never seen that in a square bill. And I didn't want to go to Bass Pro and look for it, because that's like an hour away. So I was like, perfect. I need you guys to make me one.
There you go.
It's a great
And you're the one that spearheaded the new part on our webpage.
Oh, yeah. The custom hard baits. I guess we can go into that.
Yeah.
So you are the creator of it.
Yeah, Brad. I didn't know Brad was the creator of it. I mean, I wouldn't give him that much credit. I mean, it's Brad. I'm just totally kidding, dude.
I'm just sitting at work and I think of this kind of stuff, and it just pops in my head. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm texting John.
Well, go ahead and tell everybody what the idea is, John, behind it.
So Brad messaged me and said, hey, you need to figure out a way, I'm paraphrasing here, to make it to where somebody can order something custom. I'm like, okay. He's like I have a crankbait that I want done. He's like, but I don't really know where to go or have it done, whatever. He's like, and I know you can paint it. So I said, well, send it to me. Well, we ended up making it, and this is actually the third remaster of it for what is live right now. But you simply just go through and pick out what type of crankbait you want, upload the photo for reference, and then you just answer the questions. The colors on the back, the sides, the belly, the tails, everything. You can upload multiple pictures, certain stencils, you want our hooks, or you have your special hooks. I have guys that's reached out to me. Scott Knoll is a guy that reaches out to us, and we hook him up. He's one of our pro staffers as well, but he is sponsored by Vector Hooks, so he can only use Vector hooks. So everything we paint for him gets sent to him with no hooks on it. And so
I didn't know that.
And so we started doing that, and things are kicking off.
Scott's a legit angler too. I mean, he's fishing FLWs and stuff, like Louisiana and all that stuff.
Yep, he's at what is it, St. Croix here in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And I think Matt told me he goes down to Rocky Fork, he wins these tournaments, wins money, and that's what pays to go fish these FLWs. I'm like, man, I know who to talk to when we have a Rocky Fork tournament next.
Absolutely. So the donkey tail that Jay caught your 20+ intro on this past weekend.
Yeah.
Scott got a 5.5 pounder on one of our donkey tails, and one big bass, won I think $500 or $600 a couple weekends ago.
Jeez.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Well, I want to do a screen share of the process here. We ran over the custom order, so let's see. I'm gonna use this picture right here for people who are watching on YouTube. We're gonna use this crankbait for example. Let's see. Sorry, I got the website pulled up, but I need to screen share real quick. And all right, here it is. This is the home page, 153 Baits. You see in the top bar, it says customize your own. You just click that. And this is where you customize your own hard bait.
Yeah. So
you guys got the 1.5, 2.5, the wobbler, jerk bait, lipless, and a deep diving. I do want to ask, what's the difference between the wobbler and the other two?
All right, so go ahead and click on the 2.5.
Okay.
And it'll bring up a picture of what a 2.5 looks like.
Mm-hmm.
If you click the wobbler, it'll show exactly what the wobbler looks like.
Okay. Well,
it should.
Yeah, well, okay. It's a little bit, the head's a little bit shaped weird, different.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a tighter move, and it kind of just wobbles a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Brad, I think you're the one who came up with that name, wasn't it? The wobbler, because the way it ran.
Yeah, the Weeping Wobbler. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Why was it weeping? Was it crying?
I don't know. I don't remember why.
Were you crying? Like,
I was crying because it was so beautiful. That's what it was.
Suck up.
No, I do like the head shape. It looks cool. It's different.
Yeah.
But upload picture for reference is where you can click that, and the picture that I just used, you can upload it here. And I don't know if it went. It should have went. But once it does upload, then you go through all this stuff, details. Like when I placed my order, I put on the bottom orange, because in the picture that I sent, or in the picture that I uploaded, you couldn't see the bottom. So I was like, make sure the bottom's orange, and all that stuff. And then of course you guys got all these questions here too. So I mean, the more detail, the better off, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And then stenciling, I mean, is there
like stenciling, let's take for instance like the one you uploaded. You can actually go with your standard fire tagger sides, or you can go something totally different. You can go like the Steel City that you created with the mesh sides. You can upload anything you want there. Kind of like you when you started the Steel City, you told me what you wanted. You showed me a picture of it. You said, but I think we can do, add a little red to it, white belly to it. You can add all these things to it. But all these pictures with the stencils helps us. Mm-hmm. Like if you can take 2 and 3 crankbaits and put them together, and you say, I like the stenciling in all 3 of these. I like to layer them in different colors or different shades of that color. What can we do?
That is really cool. The possibilities are endless, I guess. I was trying to say.
Have you thought about like integrating the things that you've used as far as like color names choices and or like the stencil names to like a drop down in those? So if somebody doesn't really kind of know what the name of it is or whatever, what they could reference, and maybe if you had like a picture or something like that, and be like, all right, here's like the honeycomb netting stenciling that you're talking about from Brad's bait, that's what this pattern is. Do you want that? That sort of thing.
That's a great idea. I never thought about that. That's something I'll definitely work on here next week.
Yeah, because I think that would kind of, because I mean, sometimes like some people may not be familiar what the names of it are, or how to reference what it is. And I mean, but obviously you can knock a lot of that out with somebody just sending you a couple good pictures of a bait that they're trying to match, but if it's going to be something completely custom, like off the wall that somebody's never seen before, like maybe some points of reference added in there might help out, because I think that'd be kind of cool, because you could come up, you could be like, oh, I have this bait color scheme, but I changed up the stenciling on it or something like that, and who knows, as picky as fish can be, like it'd be kind of crazy to see like a simple stencil pattern being the difference in it, like not even the color, but who knows.
Absolutely. But I had somebody back in December, and I think it was either Matt or Nick, sent me a message and said, hey, can you make a Christmas themed crankbait? Like, sure. Send me an idea. And that's on the website. I don't know if you can pull that up, but
that was me. I sent you that.
Was it you? Okay. So he sends me a picture of the Little Debbie's cupcake, the Christmas tree.
All right, the only reason I did that was because it was a meme I saw on Facebook. I was like, I gotta send this to them. Okay. So
we did it.
I'm gonna screen share it. Yeah, I sent the picture to you, and you guys recreated it. I was like, that's awesome. And you actually sold a few of them, didn't you?
We did. I think we sold like 5 or 6 of them.
That's awesome. I remember one guy, because I reposted on Instagram, and the guy was like, holy crap, me and my buddies joke around about the Christmas tree things every Christmas time. And I guess it's some kind of big like running joke with him or something. So he bought a few of them, and he was like, I'm keeping one and I'm going to catch a fish on the other.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It looks like a good bait. I mean, I know normally you wouldn't like try to chuck a crankbait into a bed, but like with it being white, as bright white as it is, like, like how people are using white baits a lot for bed fishing, that'd be hilarious to catch a bed fish on the Christmas tree crankbait from 153.
That would be funny.
That would be awesome.
Or in July, Christmas in July.
I'll tell you this: if anybody catches one on one of those Christmas crankbaits, $50 gift card.
Oh, there you go.
I'm dead serious. If they get a picture and they legit have to catch it, not just hook it in its mouth. Yeah, I'll give it a $50 gift card for sure.
There you go. There you go, guys. Get on the website, go buy one of these crankbaits and catch a fish with it. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
And if you do, tag 153, tag me, tag Paddle and Fin. We'll share it on all of our platforms, because that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Let's see here. I don't know. Oh, I guess we can talk about the blank. We didn't really talk about the blank much.
Okay.
So what's the? I mean, are you buying? How do you come across the blanks? I guess.
So we have our suppliers that we get them, and we usually get anywhere from 20 to 100 at a time, and they're obviously all of them are coming from across the pond, because nobody in the state is making them. But we have to go through quality control. So every single hard bait that comes in, I physically inspect them. If there's any cracks, I fill them with glue. We have found the 1.5s here lately that the bill has been splitting. We had a customer actually was throwing it in a river and snapped the bill, 2 of them. And so we repainted it for him, and we sent them to him for free, no charge. But we found out that the bill in the center was separating. So we hit it with some really good glue, and we haven't had any issues or any callbacks. So, but we do got to go through a quality control.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do. I'm looking at my the bill right here. It does have like a seam in the middle. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep. So those are two halves
Okay.
are just sandwiched together.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Have you have you thought about doing any chipboard, whatever that stuff's called, like square bills like that? I can't remember the name of it. It's like the computer chipboard material. It's like more flexible.
Like a motherboard.
I
have not thought about that.
I'll have to grab one, man, and show you guys. I think, Brad, you've probably seen it, right? It's more flexible. It's usually one piece. It's not as thick, but it's a little bit more flexible. And those they take a good beating because they flex. So like if you're bouncing off the rocks, they don't break as easy. But I got into them hearing about them before. Like, you know, I bought a couple of them, and they last a while. Like, you know, when my other ones be breaking off, you know, fairly quickly, these kind of take abuse a little bit. It probably changes up the action a little bit because it tends to be thin. So, but yeah, it's you guys, while you're talking, I'm gonna go see if I can find one real quick. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Definitely, I can check and see if they have, and of course, supplier. So
Yeah. So see, there's another option.
Absolutely.
To go towards 153 baits, guys. I mean, you can customize these things as much as you want. I mean, John's easy to work with. Anything from like, I mean, do you use a certain hook?
So we have economy hooks for our 6 and 8. They're just your standard economy hooks. We are starting to use vector hooks, number 4 vector hooks, and we will be adding 6 and 8 vector hooks as well. Okay.
Yeah, Vector. I've heard a lot about Vector lately.
Yep.
I've heard they're pretty good hooks, and these do feel pretty sticky.
Yeah. So the 2.5s that you have, those are Vector hooks. All the 1.5s are the economy, but they're very, very sticky.
Yeah, these Vector hooks. That's some pretty heavy gauge wire they use for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are nice.
And even the tips are bent in. I don't remember the actual degree that they're bent in, but they're solid.
I don't know if I can get it to show up in my camera or not, but probably not. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, they are bent in a little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they go in pretty deep, too, in your fingers.
Yeah, I got one right before we started. You guys laughed at me.
Yeah.
The thing I like about these blanks is how loud they are, man.
Yeah, they're loud.
That's just the 1.5. I mean, here's the 2.5.
Yeah.
The 1.5 is impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, the 1.5's got a higher pitch, and the 2.5's got a little bit deeper pitch for that, going deeper with more pressure underwater. Yeah.
Now, is there a reason why you went with, like, it sounds like there's 3 BBs in here. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, there's 3 steel BBs in there.
Is there a reason why you went with something like that over maybe 1 or 2 or anything?
When I first started out, I didn't know what I was ordering, so I just started ordering stuff, and I found I like those better because they make a louder sound. I seem to catch more fish on those, but honestly, I have not ran those other ones to say for certain that those are better than the others or anything like that. So. But that's the majority of what the market is what those are.
And I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the store looking for like rattle 1.5s. They're hard to find, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll pick up a package and it'll look like the one I want, and then I'll rattle the package to see if it's. I'm like, no, it's not rattling. What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're hard to find. Yeah. So I'm glad I found these for sure.
For whatever reason. Yeah, for whatever reason, that's the fire crawl. But for whatever reason, a lot of the 1.5s coming out are silent, or they have 1 BB in them.
Yeah. See, this is the coolest color that you have done, dude. This thing that's legit.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, if you could see it in person, guys, it looks awesome.
That was done by accident.
Really?
When I first came up with it, that was a pure accident.
Really? That's awesome.
Yep.
It's a good pre-spawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to
paint the bottom of it yellow and painted the back black. And my daughter, who is 6, came up and said she wanted to help and ended up flicking red paint on it. And that was the accident.
Nice. I like it.
So I redid it and did a yellow base. Then I did an orange on top of it, and then a red on top of that.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm going to send you a picture of a raccoon. You have to do a Trash Panda crankbait.
Oh, I like it.
Well, here's the board that I was telling you about.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So that stuff's, it's a little bit more flexible. I mean, I don't want to sit there and flex it too much, but it takes damage really well, like compared to the normal plastic that you see on a lot of crankbaits. So,
right.
But I can't remember the name of this material. I wanted to say I've heard it be called chipboard before, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't even remember who makes this bait.
When you said chipboard, I thought you were saying like OSB.
Oh yeah. I see. I can't. It's kind of like it's a plastic. You can see it. It's kind of.
It's almost like a corrugated plastic.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff though, man. From what a lot of people started throwing more crankbaits like that, they found they didn't break the bill as easily. But who knows though? Might just be a gimmick.
Yeah, I'll dive in and see what I can do.
I was going to mention that too. I recently saw a post. Somebody was buying crankbaits from a big brand out there, and they're like, "Oh, my square bills are breaking." That just goes to show that all across the board it happens. I mean, nobody's gonna not break a bill. You know what I mean? But
yeah. And it doesn't take much. I mean, you can one bad cast. Fishing really, when you think about it, the equipment that you're using is pretty sensitive, especially for bass fishing and stuff. So, I've watched guys pull out mega bass baits first cast, drill their kayak with it, and snap it. I've seen it several times, and it's always hilarious because it's never the cheap one. It's always like the $20 one. And you just hear whack and a whole lot of cursing. And I'm like, what happened? And they're like, oh, brand new, popper from Mega Bass. I just shattered it on the front of my kayak, so.
Or you cast into a bridge like I do and it just shatters.
Yeah.
I've thrown them into rocks,
Hey, that's why they're square bills, man. They're not meant to hold up. You're supposed to catch some fish on it and buy some more.
Not to be that guy, but almost, I would say probably about 85% of, and those are just, I don't want to say facetious numbers, but those are numbers that I believe. I have not done an extensive background on it, but I believe about 85% of the hard baits all come from across the pond, and they just paint them, even the larger ones. So they say it's a USA made. It might be painted and assembled in the United States, but most of them's from over there. So they're all coming from the same place, same plastic, same setup. And so, we might hand paint them ourselves, and they might have machines paint theirs, but they're all exactly the same. They really are.
Yeah, it's real funny. There's a lot of made in America terming on products nowadays, and it's kind of unfortunate really that people do that. Really overall, there's so much stuff that comes from overseas that gets here, especially in the fishing game. It's like, and don't get me wrong, I am one for supporting things that are made in America, but at the same time, you've got to be realistic about it. And there's some people that are throwing that label on their stuff when it truly isn't, and it stinks because there's a lot of people who are very faithful to that. And so to kind of just slap that labeling on your product just to sell is kind of, I think it kind of goes against the whole mentality that's behind that, but it is what it is. But, it's, I'm going to say, man, overseas, they make cool stuff though too. There's stuff that comes like my buddy Dylan. He's got this new addiction. He's been telling me about, Brad. I was talking to him the other day.
Bait.
Yeah.
I talked to him on the river.
He's buying like rare JDM Mega Bass Vision 110s and all this stuff that you cannot get here. And he's buying them now, and he's like, I I don't know what I've gotten myself into. Like, he's like, but they're so awesome looking.
Well, that brings me to kind of my next point. The 110 jerk bait that you guys offer is the exact same blank, right?
Yes,
As the
that is
Megabass.
correct. That is correct.
Why not go with 153? You know what I mean?
Exactly. So their patent went up, so it became an open market. So everybody started manufacturing it, and so we do the 110s.
Yeah. I mean, it's a no-brainer to me. It's half the price. You can pick whatever color you want.
Yep.
You might as well just go 153. I mean,
absolutely.
Right. It's awesome.
Heck yeah. So what kind of stuff are you guys thinking about working on? Any new things you're going to kind of bring to the table, introduce on the site?
Well, we're working on developing spinner baits.
Ooh.
That's one thing we're working on. Two things that I don't know, Josh, if you've seen those at Dale Hollow, but the J rig and pinwheel.
Yeah,
we're working on.
I can't remember. You showed me one of them. You had one done. I want to say it was the pinwheel, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. So the pinwheel, and I don't think Brad has seen it or heard of it. I think this is his first time. So the pinwheel is that we actually take an umbrella rig and we actually open it up. We cut them down to where about 1.5 to 2 inches hanging off of the head, 4 of them. And then we leave the center one long, but we actually attach a 1/4 ounce VMC swim bait hook to it with a screw head. And we actually will screw in a swim bait, like a 5-inch or like a boot tail, something like that. And then put in number 3 or number 4 Colorado blades around the top. So it looks like a giant ball and a little tiny 5-inch swim bait running behind it, trying to eat the ball. And the bigger bass will come up and just hammer that 5-inch.
Huh. Yeah. I haven't heard you guys talk about that.
It's pretty cool looking. He made one when we were at the open. Was that the first time you made it?
Freezing up a little bit.
No. Sorry. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Where I am, I'm out in the country, and there is no internet in here, so I'm using my phone.
Oh, you're good. You're good, buddy. Yeah, it just cut out for a second. We hadn't had any problems up until then, but was that was that the first time you made it that weekend?
No,
or was it?
No,
okay.
No, it wasn't. That was actually my third one. The first one that I did, we started fishing. I made it, went out, drove. By the time I drove to the spot, tied it on, threw it. It was about 47 minutes, and I already caught a fish on it.
Wow.
Nice.
And water temperatures about 50, 51.
Wow. How big is that profile total?
You're looking at about 3.5, 4 inches.
Okay. That's not bad.
So it's a nice, and that's the pinwheel, and it's only got one hook on it, 4 blades. And,
okay, so it's legal in Ohio.
Yep. And then the J rig is pretty much a spinner bait with 2 arms that comes off the top with 4 number 4 willow blades.
Interesting. I think I've seen somebody else doing that too, but I mean, not very often.
No, and these are pretty much A-rig alternatives to what they are.
Yeah. I gotcha. Yeah, you don't hear guys throwing the A-rig much in Ohio just because the regulations here.
Yep. Well, people throw it, but they tend to throw it like I think I don't know if Rob Orr does, but there's a few guys that I've seen that they throw it on the Ohio for striper fishing and that sort of thing. But I think what's our limit? I can't remember what our limit is here. Is it 2 hooks or something weird? I
thought it was 3, but I could be mistaken.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3.
2 or 3, but it's I don't know. Like it's from what I understand, it's a great bait to throw in that transitional period. Kind of when they start ramping up from winter to spring.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not really taken off real big in our immediate area, but I do know some people throw it, I think a couple of the paddle and fin crews throw it. I think I saw Susie had one tied on at the open.
I think Milford's been throwing one.
Yeah.
After he did a show with Jay Wallen about it.
Yeah.
But me and Matt was working on 1/8 ounce Smalley Quake, but it's hard, man.
It is.
You can't get it down deep. You can't get it as deep as we want it to. I don't know what to do with it.
No, I've had a couple options. I mean, even Matt went and had his brother-in-law custom make chatter blades that are smaller. But a couple ideas that I have is maybe running a like a leader line in front of it with maybe some type of lead weight to pull it down, almost like an extended Tokyo rig.
Yeah.
So that's some of the things I've been thinking. I haven't had a chance to do it yet, but that's some of the things I'm thinking. But or figure out a way to bend that blade to drive it deeper.
Right. Yeah. I got to throw it earlier in January, I think. January or February, something like that. And it might be really good in fast, shallow riffles in the summertime. Yeah. So I'm going to wait till then to try it. So see what happens.
Yep. And then we're also working on, I don't know if Matt showed you the 1/8 ounce spinner blade. Yeah, working on an 1/8 ounce spinner bait with a single double wide, I should say double wide, extra wide willow, number 3 willow with a gold blade.
Nice.
We're working on that.
You guys might have sent that in the group chat.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's cool.
Heck yeah, man. It's cool to see guys coming up with some unique ideas. It's refreshing, it's like we were talking about before we started, man. It's a tough game to get into, and with a lot of people are kind of just doing their own thing with it, or are trying to start companies with it. But you guys are trying to do some stuff that's going to set you apart from some of the normal stuff that you've been seeing. It's not the same old thing. And I think that this custom customized options that you got on the website will help as well. So
nobody else is doing that, are they?
I mean, some people do. So I kind of think what you see a lot of times is either you have people who are they do like custom work that themselves, you know what I mean? But I don't know that you can necessarily upload options like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But, a lot of the people that are doing it is on a smaller scale of, kind of just personal conversations had between customer and, the painter or whatever. But, there's a lot of talented people out there. There's a lot of talented people are especially some of these guys that are artistic in general that are into fishing, I think, is it Jody Queen that's really artistic, and he does some, I think he paint, I can't remember, but
he does on the side.
And some of these people make some crazy cool stuff. Who is the what's her name? She sponsored us for the tournament that we had, the bracket tournament. Brad, she does custom work too. She's been on Susie's show. I can't remember her name offhand. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure.
But she does the custom baits. She does painting as well. So, but it's dude, I wish you all the best of luck with it, because I know it's a tough one. To kind of be like really drive some good success out of it, because there is a ton of people that are doing it or just doing it on their own.
Sure.
That soft plastic game, of just buying some molds, and people are starting to, do their own injections and stuff. And it's crazy because our buddy Chris is doing it, and he's like, I'm not really doing it to try and make money. I'm just, saving myself money. Yeah. But he's like, I don't know what it is, but it's therapeutic. He's like, he's like, until I burn myself, but
Yeah. So what are you? Another unique thing about us is all of our soft plastic comes in what we call a Reaper dozen.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a baker's dozen. You get 13, but what's really unique is, let's just say you order a dozen of donkey tails. Let's say the black and blue donkey tail. You'll get 12 black and blue donkey tail and 1 random collar. So you never know what's going to be. So it gives you a chance to fish it. If you like it, brings you back. Buy some more or something like that. So, but Yeah.
You want to hear something crazy? The first pack that you guys ever gave me into last year,
Yeah.
I still haven't ran out of them. The Ned rigs. I still have the exact same pack of Ned rigs. I have like 5 left.
Yeah.
I mean, that just goes to show like the marketing hype with other brands out there, the plastic may not be as important as everybody's saying,
Well, I can name drop, and I won't, but there are several big name companies that get their stuff from the same place we do, but how they market it is their stuff is, better, stretchy, and this, that, and the other, but it's the exact same formula and material, same mold, same factory and everything, and we're half the price.
Yep. I enjoy those Ned sticks, man, that you guys have. I like them.
Yeah.
Good baits.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's a little spoiler alert. So we're actually trying to apply for an economical grant.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we're trying to apply for an economical grant to hire military veterans only, to where we can actually do our own mold injecting and lead injecting for jigs, for weights, all that kind of stuff. So we'll literally be able to paint crankbaits, make jigs, weights, whatever you need there, and also do our own mold injected, and not just hand pour. I'm talking about actual mold injected machines. We're doing 30, 40, 50 at a time, and so that's something we're going to shoot for and see if we can make it happen.
I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot about it, and you told me that the other day. I was like, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I really hope that works out for you guys, man. That's good to hear.
I do have some ideas though. I'll probably be hitting you up about the lead stuff when you guys get ready for it, because I'm pretty picky about my ball head jigs and what size hook. It's kind of hard to find exactly what I want.
Sure.
So a lot of people don't have it. I go to the store, I can't find it. It drives me nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're willing to do whatever it takes. I mean, why make people conform to something they don't want? And that's kind of like our whole push behind it.
Yep. Sweet. Well,
awesome, man.
Josh, you got
Brad? No, I think I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Like I said though before, John, keep up the good work, man. You guys are doing great. You take a really good professional approach to this, and because I hadn't met you guys before. Brad had talked to you guys, and told me about you, but I at the time was going through my divorce stuff, so I didn't get to be on the episode when you guys originally did the first one. But getting to meet you at the Open, dude, it was refreshing, to know that you guys are you're there, you're presenting yourselves in a very good manner. You guys were very, very social with everybody at that show, and you did a lot of good things for people. I remember Chris came over and bought this giant bag of worms from you guys, and it was hilarious. Like, and it was just it was a good thing to see you guys kind of take like that approach to it. You could have been real stringent about it and been like, yeah, we're not, we're just selling this stuff all at our normal prices or whatever. But I think you guys kind of saw an opportunity, like, hey, let's get our name out there.
Absolutely.
So these guys, are familiar with it. And what was kind of cool too is that you were in a way almost marketing locally, because there were so many Ohio and Indiana and Illinois crew. There was maybe just a couple other people from other states, really. But man, just keep up the hard work, man. I wish you guys all the success in the world, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I really do.
I don't know if I should that one. I'm sorry. I can't stop looking at these. They look so good.
I know you posted a picture of it, right? Are those the ones that you posted the other day?
Yeah,
today or yesterday?
Yeah.
So that one you just put up there does not have a name. That is not on the website.
There you go.
Does not have a name.
There you go. Run a contest.
I was about to say, let's run a contest for the listeners right now.
There you go.
Want to do it?
Do it.
Sweet. So what do you want to do for the winner?
I will paint them a 2.5 and 1.5 and send it to them.
Awesome. All right, guys. So we'll make a show post when this airs comment what you think this crankbait should be called. I can't get a.
Just
so it's an orange. It's an orange throat, chartreuse body, and it's overlaid with mesh, like a meshing that's black. It's almost like a dirty look to it.
Yeah, I would say, Brad, what you need to do is take another good shot of it, solo by itself, and when you make the post, put the 153 graphic on it and whatnot, and then post it up for whether on our show, or if you want, well, I don't know, if you want to do it soon, and then we could pick the winner when the show airs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because it's going to be cool. Well, this show won't air till John, until not this Thursday, but next Thursday, because we've got one ahead of you. So, but then that way, if you want to do it that way, Brad, or you could start it from the day of the show airing or whatever. But I would say take a picture of it, because this camera does not. Your camera doesn't do these things justice whatsoever. So
I know.
I don't think it's your camera necessarily as much as it's that white ring light you got. So.
That and it won't focus.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll do that.
It's not going to focus when you do this the whole time.
I know.
It's like, I don't know why it won't focus. I just push.
Even when I hold it right here, it doesn't focus either. Though, so.
It's probably because it tries to, it starts to, but I think it's having issues because the hooks are swinging. So, but yeah, so that's a great idea, guys. Brad will take a picture of that bait. We'll throw it up whenever Brad kind of decides to, and we'll see who can, come up with the best name. And John, we'll let you pick it, man. Whatever you like the most.
Don't let us down, guys. Come on. We need a bunch of answers on this.
So
that'd be cool.
Awesome.
All right, man.
Awesome.
Brad, anything else, dude?
No, just wanted to give him the floor to shout out anything he wants to shout out before we end it.
Yeah.
Well, I just appreciate Paddle and Fin for allowing us to come on this year. It's been a huge undertaking, but we are very grateful. Great group of guys, great group of people and lady. And they're just some awesome people, and they connect with people very well. So I just thank you for the opportunity. If you need a kayak, you need to go to Simple Sail there in Blue Ash and get yourself hooked up with the kayak.
Heck yeah. And they can follow you guys at the 153 Baits on Instagram and Facebook. And
that is correct.
All right, cool. All right, Brad, you want to take us out, dude?
I guess. I don't want it to end. I'm just joking. Thanks for tuning in, guys. You made it this far. We appreciate it. Tune in next week, and have a good rest of the week. See ya.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to another killer episode on Paddle and Fin. Don't forget to go check out our website at paddle_and_fin.com. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel at Paddle and Fin. If you got a question, comment, want to hear from a future guest on a future episode, feel free to email us at paddle_and_fin@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Paddle and Fin on Facebook and Instagram. Shout out to our show supporters, Angler. The Angler button and app just makes for a better time on the water and creates a virtual logbook for every fishing outing out on the water. Shout out to Rocktown Adventures, located in Northern Illinois, for all your kayaking, camping, and hiking needs. Shout out to Jig Masters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to jigmasters.com.